I've been wanting to make one of those lip balm keychains for so long, and literally all you do is just stab the end with a push pin. I've been wanting to make one of these for probably 2 years, and it took me about 2 seconds. I have no idea where this charm came from, but it had a split ring, which is basically like a smaller key ring. I figured that would help make sure that it doesn't fall off. I decided to use a big lobster clasp on the end so that it would be easier to remove the lip balm if I stick it to like my purse or something. And of course I had to add a charm. So I went through this drawer full of random leftover jewelry pieces. I made these bows for a video last year. For these, you'll need 1 large bead and about 30 small ones. Slide your larger bead onto the middle of your wire, then add 10 smaller beads. I used 4mm pearl beads, but this technique will work with literally any type of bead. Make sure the larger bead's in the middle of the wire, then bring the end through the larger bead like this. Add 10 more small beads to the other side, and bring this end of the wire through your larger bead as well. Add 5 more small beads to one side, and finish it with a loop to secure it. Repeat this on the other side, and that's it. I used more wire to combine the bow with a few more beads that I had, and I added a small lobster clasp to the top so the charm could be removed if I wanted to. And after all that, here's how the finished keychain turned out. You know those lip balm keychains? Well, I was thinking, what if I made keychains with other products? This is super easy. You literally just stab the end with a push pin. I've noticed that a lot of the products that come in a tube like this have another colored rectangle in the middle on the back, which makes it really easy to find the center. I have no idea where this charm came from, but it had a split ring, which is basically like a smaller key ring. I figured that would help make sure that it doesn't fall off. Then I added everything to this big key ring. You could stop there, but I like adding charms to these. One of my favorite summer crafts is to find those old pony bead patterns from the early 2000s and follow them using 2mm seed beads and 28 or 26 gauge wire. It depends on the pattern, but normally I'll cut about 18 inches of wire, fold it in half, and twist it around some round nose pliers to create a loop at the fold. I found this sunglasses pattern that I thought kind of went with the theme. Sadly, Danette has not renewed her website domain, but luckily there are a ton of these images on Pinterest, and you can also access that website through the Wayback Machine. Unfortunately, this is the first time that Danette's Designs has let me down. I mean, it's fine, but like I really don't love this, so I decided to try something else. Don't worry, these are easier than they look. I used 26 gauge wire and 3mm seed beads. Cut a 12-inch piece of wire, fold it in half, then slide 3 beads to the center. Loop the wire through the beads like this, making sure that when you adjust it that the beads stay in the middle and the extra wires are even. You can flatten that top wire. I wasn't going to, but it was bugging me, so I ended up flattening it later. For row 2, add 5 base beads to your wire, and bring the second wire through all 5 beads, pulling the wires until the beads reach the top. Do the same thing with 6 beads for row 3, 6 more beads for row 4, and 5 beads for row 5. For row 6, use 4 beads. Bring the other wire through just like we did before, except this time make sure to push the beads over so that they're flush on one side instead of in the middle. This will help to make the arch of the flip-flop. Add 5 beads for row 7 and 5 more beads for row 8, making sure that they're lined up on the edge like we did for row 6. Use 4 beads for row 9. These ones you'll want to center. I finished the base by twisting the ends of the wire together, cutting off the excess, and flattening it with pliers. If you keep it this way, it'll be the right shoe, or you can flip it over to be the left. If you want to see how I did the straps, make sure to come back for part 3. To make the strap, decide whether you want this to be a left or a right shoe. Go down to the 3rd row from the top, and pop out the 3rd bead from the inner edge. Cut another piece of wire that's about 4 inches long, and thread that through the bead that we just popped out. Make sure the ends of the wire line up, then string both wires through one bead. This will create the middle of the strap. I wanted this to match the sunscreen bottle, and since I didn't have any brown 3mm seed beads, I decided to use the gold 4mm beads from this set. If you stick with the 3mm beads, you'll want to add 6 beads on each side, but since these were a little bigger, I only needed 4. I wrapped the wire down and around that space that's right next to the first bead in row 7. Then I twisted the extra wire around the base of the strap, flattened it, and did the same thing on the other side. So again, add 4 to 6 beads, bring the wire down through that space that's next to the edge bead on row 7, bring the wire back up, twist it around the base of the strap a couple times, and trim and flatten the excess. If you want to make a second one, like I said before, just flip over the base piece and repeat that exact same process. And here's how my finished keychain turned out. If you make 2, you can turn them into earrings. I like using these studs with loops on the bottom. You just open up a jump ring, add your charm and an earring finding, and you're all set. I finally decided to decorate my bag. The first thing that I added was this lip balm keychain. The only problem was the keychain was a little bit too small to fit around the hardware on the bag, but it did fit around the Coach tag, and that got me thinking. I had some of these ball chains left over from when I used to make DIY squishies. Boy, is that a throwback. I cut it a little bit shorter and bam, problem solved. I cut another ball chain to the same length so I could hang this old Juicy Couture bracelet on there. I used to wear this like every day, and I don't know how because it is seriously so hard to put on, but if you have a bracelet that you never wear, perfect use for it. This green ribbon came with a vintage Betsy Johnson dress that I just got from eBay. Let me know if you want to try on. I might do one anyways because I kind of need opinions on what shoes to wear with it. I thought it looked a little bit too plain by itself, so I layered it with some lace and tied a bow around the handle. I was gonna leave the charm off, but I ended up adding it to the zipper. Okay, what do we think? I feel like it's missing something, but I'm not sure what. I'm taking this to my sister's graduation tomorrow. I'll probably wear a green dress unless it's raining or cold, and then I'm just wearing jeans because it is not my graduation. I'm not the one that gotta look nice. So that was everything for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I haven't been as active on here. Honestly, it's just because my videos have been doing better on other platforms. But I thought it might be helpful to put these bead tutorials into a YouTube video so that you could kind of pause and rewind the video a little bit easier. All the supplies I used will be linked in the description. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!